Good morning, Brooke. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I can say Happy New Year because we haven't spoken since the New
That's
Year.
right. I love your personality, and I love the fact that we get to see it on GSN's Masterminds, because now we get to see you play with contestants and masterminds. I mean, it's such a ball of fun.
It is. I very much enjoy my job. It's true. Being a game show host is a blast. And also, when people ask you randomly on the street, what do you do? And you give that answer, you get the best reactions.
But you know, Brooke, what's happened is that it's superstars and pioneers like you with this modern age of game shows, that it's no longer about the blue-haired ladies that are watching. We're all watching these game shows.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. It's good for numbers.
How do you stay so upfront in the way of, your improv, you bring things to life in the moment of now, when most people would hem and haw and don't even know what to say?
Well, that's very kind. I like to say that when I was growing up, my dad told me I was too sensitive and I talked too much, and now I get paid for both of those things.
Do you ever feel sorry? Do you ever feel sorry for those that don't have the correct answer? You just want to go, oh no, let's do that again. Take two on this, okay? They've got the answer. They just
Of course I do. I hate it when the contestants get it wrong. I'm always looking for them to put the masterminds to shame. It's the best part of the gig, and then giving away somebody else's money is not too bad either. But you're making people really happy, not up there like the masterminds trying to crush people's dreams.
Do you sit down and talk with the masterminds and go, what are you guys up to today? Anything? Or do you have to sit there and keep your separation?
Oh, yeah, no, they're a wonderful, wonderful group of people. It's really fascinating, actually, just to sit in the green room with them and hear them all sort of geek out together about different facts and things that they know. And they just kind of pile on. It's like a dog pile of knowledge. And it gets pretty funny pretty fast, but they all have a lot of respect and admiration for one another. But it's true, the way that their brains work is it's fascinating. So it's a good time just to grab a cup of tea and have a seat and listen up. I try to do more listening than talking in those sessions.
Are we going to see Beastie a lot during the seasons? Is that going to be a regular?
Yes, I'm so excited. Beastie is joining us this season in our third season of Mastermind, since Ken Jennings is obviously busy over at Jeopardy. So we do miss him. Beastie adds his own unique personality to the show. If any of you are Chase followers, you know what I'm talking about. But so, yeah, we're really happy to be back together again. Beastie and I have a fond admiration for one another, and he makes it a lot of fun for me on the show.
They always say success comes in two. Do you feel like that there's a collaboration going on there?
Hey, there you go. I think so.
Now, when you go into that game, I mean, what are you doing? Like 5 episodes per day? I mean, it feels, because we have to wait for the next one, which I think is the exciting part of watching the Game Show Network, is that we can't sit there and just binge watch these babies over and over and over again.
Sure. Yeah. No, we do. We shoot 5 or 6 shows a day. It's a lot. I think one of the hardest things is obviously being able to stay on, keeping that energy level up, and getting the gameplay to continue, but then also trying to find ways to make each episode unique and being present in the moment. So I always feel like it's as Beastie and I often talk about, the more you practice, the luckier you are. So it's kind of like the more hard work you do in the beginning, the more fun you can have on stage. And then I feel like that translates, for the audience to come and enjoy us and have a good time as well.
You just said my favorite words, present and in the moment. Now, the people that practice that, I mean, it's like we live in what is right now. So then how do you plan for your future if your total energy is in the now?
It's interesting. It sort of unfolds. I have found that anytime that I have planned for the future, that God has other plans. Yep. So that hasn't really worked out for me. I feel that being present and in the moment, which, I discovered as a mom, really, once you have a little one, they keep you in the moment. And if you embrace that, you can really enjoy life, and you find so much joy in this present moment.
Julia Cameron, in her new book Right for Life, I mean, she talks about that, and she puts so much focus on that, even as creative people, that we need to write stuff down right now and trust what is right now, because it is for a later time, just not right now.
Right. Yeah, that's a very good point.
How do you keep your imagination activated? Because you're right, when you're on that show, I was blessed with the opportunity to host the Newlywed Game back in the 80s. And I'm telling you, it really took me out, because it's like, oh, how do these people keep doing this every day? Oh, my God.
Yeah, you have to take care of yourself. My husband always laughs, and so do my daughters. They know that, over that, 6 week time period, I am, getting as much sleep as I can. I'm limiting my coffee because my voice is really important. Hydrating, getting rest, and then, working out gives me energy as well. But I feel like, the better listener you are and staying in that moment, it's hard not to be in the moment when you're with those guys. The knowledge is flying pretty fast, and it's just a lot of fun and exciting. But you're right, it's exhausting. By the end, you definitely crash and burn. I even have a little button that I wear that says, "I'm not ignoring you, I'm just on vocal rest." So I come home and don't talk a lot. I do a lot more listening once I'm home, since I'm talking all day.
That's like watching these NFL playoff games and stuff like that. I can't really get involved in it. I can watch it, I can use body language, but I can't vocally participate in, cheering and stuff like that. This is my job, and it's the same thing for you.
Oh, that would have been really hard for me last night watching the Cowboys.
God.
I'm glad we're not shooting right now, because I was having a bit of a holler. My little girl, somebody asked my child, like, who yells more, your mom or your dad? And she goes, it depends on if it's MMA or the Cowboys.
You talk about the girls and stuff like that. How do they deal with the fact that you are seen on national TV, or basically let's go global TV because of modern day streaming and stuff like that? Do you have those rolling of the eyes moments where it's like, oh, whatever, mom?
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter who you are to everyone else. To them, you're always just mom.
Yeah.
And I love that comes with a just in front of it, when being a mom is everything, but they won't figure that out until they become mothers themselves. So, and you can't blame them. I was in the same boat. But yeah, no, I don't even think, for a long time, they don't even know what you do. I think my oldest went to kindergarten, and when it was like, job occupation day, like, what do your parents do for work? And she said, well, my parents don't work. They just go places and play pretend for a living.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful, to play pretend. I always say, I don't go to work. I don't have a job. I have a choice, and my choice is to do this today.
Yeah, we go and play, don't we?
Yeah. How is it that you prepare for this? Because I am such a show prep nerd is what I am. I've got to do it. How do you prep for your performance? Same thing?
Oh my Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, I learned that from Alex Trebek and watching his work ethic. He's the first one in the studio in the morning. He goes over all of the material, twice, 3 times, checks all the pronunciations, makes sure like who are the contestants that are going to be on today. Anything that could trip you up in the moment, because you want that flow to be happening once cameras are rolling. So I definitely believe in that. All of that time and work that you put in to prepare is so worth it. If you practice, it's like the luckier you get, right? The better show you can have, because then you can throw it all out and just enjoy it.
Have you had one of those moments where, because we're all human, we all trip and stumble with our words, where you just kind of look at the camera, and I know it's probably on the cutting room floor, but you just go, I'm trying. Oh yeah, no, I was traumatized by the word Worcestershire for many years. We had a speed round and I could not get it out. It was wish. My word is regularly. If it comes up in a commercial, the word I jump onto is usually selling for. It's not regularly. Rigor. It's so true. And Beastie on the Chase bought me a giant bottle of Worcestershire sauce as a wrap gift, which I thought was very funny, but also like, okay, thanks, Beastie. But that just gives you a little insight into the sense of humor that we like to share with one another. Well, congratulations on GSN's Masterminds. I look forward to talking to you many more times in the future, Brooke. Thank you so much, Arrow. It's always a pleasure. You be brilliant today, okay? Yes, sir. You too.